Hi everyone, welcome back. That was like a queen wave, wasn't it? Hi everyone. No, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Renee Slansky and I would clap. Oh gosh, it's one of those afternoons. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am a professional dating and relationship coach. I'm not an air stewardess, contrary to this scarf, and I help men and women from around the world uncomplicate love and find and build the relationship they desire and deserve. So this week, I want to jump straight into this week's Ask Renee's question. This week's question, I want to just make a note that I am holding a free webinar currently for single women. Now this webinar is called Discover What It Is That Is Stopping You From Finding Love and Learn How to Attract a Man That Wants to Commit. And essentially I've put it together to bring love education, tools and strategy for single women who are really struggling with getting breakthrough in their love life, who are ready to get off that toxic cycle of just going round and round in negative relationships and making sure that you're moving forward. So it's completely free. The link is below in the description. If you want to join it, I would love to have you. All you need to do is reserve your seat. Okay, so let's jump into this week's question, and it is this. What do men want in a woman? Lordy. Okay, well, if you've got 10 hours up your sleeve, no, joking. Okay, look, it really isn't about me going, okay, this is going to be a really drawn out long video. I mean, I can pack in as many details as you want, but the truth is that's just going to overcomplicate the process. It's going to make you feel that you're not giving enough or that you aren't enough. And the truth is it's not always just about what a guy wants. It's also about what you want, and it's also about staying true to yourself as well. My way to work here as a dating coach is really about just bringing to light what is fundamental to a relationship and what men need and what women need and how we can actually become the best versions of ourselves so that we can actually have an awesome relationship as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a couple of points today which are essentially the basis for what guys are looking for in their dream woman. Okay, you can ask any guy in the world, and I'm talking more about decent guys who actually are ready to have a serious relationship. And they will say, you know, that these are the sort of qualities that I am looking either consciously or subconsciously for a woman. Okay, so let's jump straight into it right now. The first one is this: men want someone who accepts them and respects them. Now, obviously, loving somebody for who they are and respecting them in a relationship is pretty much a normal thing for both men and women. Guys aren't looking necessarily for you to shower them with gifts or to, you know, scream to the world that he's your man. He just wants to know that you are respecting him both publicly and privately. This means in your words, in your actions, the way that you treat him and the way that you speak to him as well. Women, we want to be respected by guys. They want to be respected by us. It really is as simple as that. Now, of course, we also want to make sure that the person that we date loves us for who we are. Guys want the same, girls. They want to know that who they are is needed, and they also want to know that who they are is enough as a man. And this also comes in it works with respect, because basically if you are affirming who they are as a man, then you're going to be obviously respecting them at the same time. You won't be publicly putting them down. You won't be picking on their faults. You won't be nagging them. You will actually be encouraging them. You will be recognizing and valuing their strengths and not focusing on their weaknesses, and you will be honoring who they are. So the first one, accept and respect. The second thing that men look for in their dream woman is a woman who has self-love and confidence. Now, confidence is a huge draw card for men. They love a confident woman. Like, we hear this all the time. And why do we hear it all the time? Because it's true. Men love a confident woman, not a cocky woman, not a woman who is full of herself, and not a woman who is egotistical or self-gain, but a woman who owns who she is, who is authentic with who she is, and isn't afraid of her flaws, and is able to live her life in such a way that she is sure. You know, when we allow our insecurities to control us, they're going to also control our relationship. Men don't want to date an insecure woman, just like we don't want to date an insecure guy, because there's going to be a lot of accusations thrown around. There's not going to be much room for trust. And basically, we're going to feel that we're never good enough for that person, or they're going to feel that they're never good enough for us, because our insecurities will be ruling our mind. So, if you want to really step into a relationship or become a woman who attracts a great man, then work on loving yourself. Work on building your own self-confidence outside of a guy before you even get into a relationship. Not only will this give you a sense of joy and fulfillment outside of a relationship, but it's also going to set you up to attract a man who is really going to look at you and think, wow, that girl has got something. That woman knows her worth. That woman isn't afraid to show that she knows her worth, and she is a woman who lives with confidence and who looks at the world with a little bit of a glint in her eye, because she is a confident woman. Okay, the third biggest thing that a guy will look for in a woman, whether consciously or subconsciously, is really key, girls. And I want you to listen to this carefully, and I want you to put this at the forefront of your mind. She needs to be a woman with purpose. Men are drawn to women who have a sense of purpose. And here's why. Because she is someone who is fulfilled outside of a guy. She isn't desperate for a date. She isn't desperate to try and get a guy to love her. She is a woman who has a mission, a woman who has a life outside of a love life, and she is someone who isn't consumed by what someone else is doing. Essentially, girls, if you want to set yourself up for an incredibly healthy relationship with yourself and with an awesome guy, then you need to be on target with your own purpose. Because what that's going to do, it's going to actually take pressure off him. It's going to take pressure off the relationship. And it also means that you're going to be really busy with your own things that fulfill you. It means that you're going to thrive. It means you're going to be happier. It means you're going to be more confident. And it also means that you're not going to be so available all the time, which, you know, by default offers a little bit of chase in a relationship. So make sure that you are a woman who knows her purpose and who is on mission to fulfilling your purpose, because then you are going to attract a guy who can really look at you and see you as not just a woman who's waiting around for a man to rescue her, but a woman who has rescued herself. Which brings me to my next point. I don't even know what number we're up to, so let's just forget the numbers. Men need a challenge in a relationship. Now, I'm not talking about a negative challenge here. Obviously, negative challenges can put strain and pressure on a relationship. This doesn't mean that you have to be a crazy person and that's a challenge that you're offering him. No, a challenge is basically not being a doormat, not always saying yes to him, not always being so available to him, not ever letting him think that he has 100% hold on who you are. Girls, men are creatures of adventure. They're guys that love to chase. They need to chase, okay? They need that challenge, that excitement in their life. And if you don't want them looking for it outside of you, then you need to be able to provide it in the relationship. Now, this doesn't mean that you play games. It doesn't mean that you do things just to annoy him or to offer that challenge. Basically, if you're a woman who still has your own life outside of him, that you're still on mission with your own purpose, then automatically, like I said before, you're going to actually create that challenge and that chase in a relationship as well. Another way to create challenge in a relationship is to set goals to actually work towards, to have this common sort of path or this vision board where you both keep each other accountable to. Accountability is another way to challenge a guy, because what you're doing is you're saying to him, hang on a second, that wasn't good enough. This is the standard and I need you to step up. Men need that. They need to know that, well, you're not going to be a ball breaker, but they need to know that you're someone who is going to call them on it when you need to. The last thing they want to do is marry a doormat, marry a yes woman, a woman who just allows things to happen as they go. They're not going to find any sort of challenge in that, and they're actually going to start to lose a little bit of respect for you and for the relationship as well. Another thing that men will look for is they're looking for a woman who has a beautiful feminine energy. Now, simply because they want to know that they can be the man in a relationship. And if you're coming across too strong or too masculine, they will feel that they don't actually have a place. A healthy relationship is all about creating balance. It's not trying to change somebody. It's not trying to do their role and your role. It's about you fitting into your role so that they can step up into their role and create that balance on the scale. Now, feminine doesn't necessarily mean, wear pink and have bows and whatever. A feminine energy basically means that you are not always coming across so strong, even if you are a strong woman, okay? This isn't about me saying don't be a strong woman and that there isn't beauty in that. There is. Men do love a woman who is able to, own herself and not put up with crap. But at the same time, he wants to know that he's not dating a man. He wants to know that you are being able to step back to allow him to step up and be the man, because he needs that. He needs to be able to prove to you that he is the man as well. It's not to say that you need him all the time, but there's nothing wrong with showing him that you would like him or that you do need him at times, even if you know you don't. For example, you might think, well, I can change the light bulb or I can change the tire because I'm a strong, independent woman. I have been for years and I don't need no man. Well, great, that's awesome to a certain point where if you're taking over his role, then he's going to feel like he has absolutely no place in your life. So take on a little bit more of that feminine energy, whether it is growing your hair longer, whether it is just wearing it out, whether it is putting on a little bit of makeup, whether it's being nurturing and mothering when he's actually sick, or, doing something a little bit girly with your girlfriends once a month. Make sure that whatever you're doing, you are somehow also encouraging the feminine energy within yourself and within the relationship, just so that you can bring that balance back. At the same time, don't forget to be a little bit sassy and a little bit sexy as well, because that's also a part of feminine energy. The guy that you're with wants to know that yes, you can be this nurturing, feminine woman who has a potential to be a mother or whatever, but at the same time, you're going to be a sexy woman who he can also flirt with. He needs to know that he's got that balance. Just like we need to know we've got that balance, girls. I don't want you to be overwhelmed by all the information that I'm telling you. I don't want you to feel like you have to be 50 different personalities. I want you to be yourself. But at the same time, I want you to be aware of what is needed in a relationship, of what is fundamental to a guy having his needs met. At the same time, trust me, I tell my male clients what women need as well. This isn't a one-sided street. This is not about just going, well, let's mold ourselves to be perfect for men. No, you be yourself, but you be the best version of yourself. And that is a combination of soft and demure and feminine, and also a little bit sassy and strong and independent as well. Sometimes they never know which personality they're going to get on the day. Another dream quality that a guy will look for in his future wife, or the woman that he wants to spend the rest of his life with, is this: she will be a teammate. Look, guys are sometimes about business. They want it easy. They want to know that they don't have to be in this dramatic relationship. I mean, let's face it, no one wants to be in a dramatic relationship, whether you're a male or a female. So we want to know that we're aligning somebody who is going to really play their part. Girls, we want that as well. We want to know that we're not going to end up marrying someone that we're going to have to nag all the time to do their effort and to play their role and to step up and blah, blah, blah. Guys want the same. If you want to have an easy relationship or easier relationship, because relationships still take hard work, then make sure that you are a good team player, that you are a woman who is ready to say yes at the right times, but also ready to say no to the wrong things, that you are someone who keeps him accountable, but that you're also someone who is aware of what you do in the relationship and take responsibility for that as well. The effort shouldn't always be on the man. It shouldn't be up to the man to save everything and to rescue everything and to fix everything. It puts a lot of pressure on him. It shouldn't necessarily even be up to the man to provide financially for everything. Girls, A great way to catch a great man who is going to respect you and value you is simply by showing that you are a woman who is ready to be a team player, that you're just not along for the free ride, that you are willing to do as much work as he is in the relationship, and even more sometimes if you need to. You know, it isn't always 50-50. Sometimes it's 80-20. Sometimes there are seasons when one person has to do a little bit more extra work than the others. And that's okay, as long as after time you're getting back to that 50-50 point. My point is though, be a team player. Be a woman who a guy can rely on, a guy can trust when it comes to putting effort into the relationship, when it comes to pulling your load, when it comes to really stepping into the role that you have decided to take on as a woman, as a partner, as a wife, as a mother, or whatever it is. Let's not put all the pressure on guys, girls. Let's be incredible team players so that we can have a relationship that's balanced, a relationship that's easier, and a relationship that is fulfilling as well. And lastly, girls, men are attracted to women who don't cause a lot of drama. Let's face it, as I said before, no one's got time for drama in a relationship. There's enough drama going in other parts of the world and, you know, other parts of our life without having to bring that into our actual home and our hearts as well. The key here, girls, is to choose your reaction every time you feel like there is something that could trigger a bad reaction. You know, you don't have to act dramatically every time, even if you are emotional, even if it is that time of the month or whatever it is. Guys want to know that they're dating a woman who isn't high maintenance, who isn't overcomplicated, who's not going to all of a sudden blow everything out of proportion, and he'll just be thinking, oh my gosh, what have I set myself up with? This woman's too much for me. I can't handle her. She makes my life too difficult and too hard. Be the low maintenance girlfriend, be the low maintenance wife. That doesn't mean that you have to give up all your makeup and beauty routines. There's a difference between being someone who looks after yourself and is high maintenance in your appearance in such a way that it reflects self-worth, self-care, and a little bit of who you are. And then there's high maintenance when it comes to your personality and your actions and words in such a way that it's actually going to be detrimental to your relationship or to somebody else. So let's choose our reaction. Let's choose not to be high maintenance. Let's choose to get rid of drama, to leave the past in the past, and to be someone who is mature in your response, mature in your relationship, and not playing games, and basically deciding that you're going to bring more emotional intelligence into that relationship so that it can be easy, so it can be less complicated, and so that you can be a woman that he knows he can trust not to create unnecessary drama in the relationship. Well, there you go, girls. Those are my tips if you are wanting to know what men look for in a woman. Don't forget, I want you to feel free to be able to be your true, authentic self. As I said, this isn't about changing you. This is about you becoming the best version of yourself, for understanding men a little bit more and knowing what is fundamental to keeping a relationship healthy, strong, and thriving. I do new videos every Tuesdays and Thursdays, so don't forget to click on my subscribe button below. If you want to know any more, head to my blog, thedatingdirectory.co, or if you have an Ask Renee question, email me at hello@reneeslansky.com. And until next time,